Welcome to Uniquely Female Troubles. My name is Leslie Wells. I wanted to let you guys know that I am posting a piece of my art almost every night on my community posts on my channel. So if anyone is interested in checking out my art, it's there. Let me adjust this a little bit. It's going to shake a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's more centered. This video is in response to two crazy news stories that I heard today. And both of them do have something to do with women. And the first one is literally almost unbelievable. And that's what people on the news are also saying, that they never heard of anything like this before. There are two men. I'm not going to say their names. One is 20 and one is 21. And they have not been found guilty of this. So all of this is alleged. This is what they are charged with doing. So again, they have not been found guilty of these crimes. So these men, two men, the thing that they have been charged with producing child porn, or I shouldn't say porn. You're not supposed to say that word. Anyway, they have been charged with producing that type of bad material involving children. But the other thing, and that isn't unfortunately all that unbelievable, since it's pretty common, which is awful to even think about. The other thing, though, that has people shocked, me shocked, they had plans to invade an island, and the island is, I think it's pronounced Ganavi Island. I don't know if that's proper pronunciation, but it's an island off Haiti that is actually part of the country of Haiti. It has a population of about 87,000 people. And what these two guys, and they say there are other people too, but I don't know if those other people have been arrested yet. Their plan was to invade this island, kill all the men, and then enslave the women and children and use them as sex slaves. Yeah. Can you believe that? And if you think about it, okay, there's 87,000 people on this island. When I first heard this, I thought the island probably has like 100 people on it. Or maybe 200, maybe 50. No, 87,000 people. That's crazy. So that means they were going to kill, 43,500 men. Just kill them. And they were going to enslave 43,500 women. Use them, I'm sure, not just for sex, as I'll call it, because of YouTube's dumb rules. But they are going to enslave these women. I'm sure use them for labor, domestic labor, and everything else. But most of all, they just want to turn them into slaves. And they said they were going to use the children for that too, which maybe since they're producing that type of material, I don't know what ages they're talking about. But it's absolutely unbelievable. But it's crazy as it sounds. These guys were doing the things they needed to do to put this plan into place. One guy was in the military, and he actually got I don't know how you do this in the military, but he arranged to have himself transferred. I think they said he was in Germany, and then he was transferred to a place near DC, a military base. And the reason he wanted to be in DC is the army that they planned to use, they were going to recruit homeless people or unhoused people, or whatever is the right way to say it. They wanted to take those people, and since there are a lot of people, unfortunately, in DC that don't have a home to live in, this guy wanted to be near there so he could recruit them. And the reason he joined the military, I think that's what they said. I don't know if he planned this before he joined the military and this is why, or he just decided to take advantage of being in the military. But he was using the knowledge that he was learning in the military to be able to form this army and to go invade this island. And the other guy, his partner, joined a fire academy so he could learn how to do like command a group and learn skills in that place, but I think he ended up flunking out. So they found out about this plan of these guys, but it totally blows me away that these two people thought that they could go and actually kill thousands and thousands and thousands of people and enslave thousands and thousands of other people this way. And the thing that really caught my eye is they want to have an island with 40 something thousand sex slaves on it. That's insane. And I was thinking about it, and I was thinking, if you heard of, I know that in the past, and even in the present, unfortunately, people invade other places and they killed people and they take prisoners. And a lot of times they take the women prisoners and they use them for exactly that. That has happened all through history. I guess maybe we want to believe that we live in a civilized time where something like that would never happen. But there are plenty of places where that's happening right now. And that's the other thing I want to talk to you about. Nigeria. So in Nigeria, there is a terrorist, an Islamic terrorist group called Boko Haram. The meaning of the word Boko Haram, I think it's pronounced, Boko Haram, means Western style education is forbidden. That's the name of their group. It started in 2002. It was founded by a man named Mohammed Yusuf. He had a Western style education, but in 2009, so 7 years after he started this group, he was arrested and executed. Over 1,000 people were killed in the riots that followed his arrest and execution. And as time has passed, so it started in 2002, so that's 23 years ago. He was killed in 2009, and it has become more and more extremist as the years have gone on. The main source of its funding is robbing banks and kidnapping people. And I'm going to put a link to both these news stories and some links to some videos about Boko Haram so people can learn more about it. So at this point, it controls a corner of northern Nigeria, and it has an army of between 7,000 and 10,000 people. And often their soldiers are children. And one of the things they like to use preteen girls for are suicide bombers. It's estimated that they've killed at least 40,000 people. They have kidnapped thousands of girls and women. They use them for sexual slavery, domestic slavery, combat, forced marriages. That's what they do with these people that they kidnap. So I don't know how many people remember this. I remember when this happened. In 2014, they kidnapped 276 girls from a boarding school. 82 of them are still missing. Some of them escaped. They jumped out of the truck that they stuck them in and they ran away, which is wonderful. And out of those 82, I mean, the girls that they did end up taking away, they were forced into marriages. These are girls. They're not women. And they are forcing them into the exact same thing that those two idiots wanted to do with the women on that island in Haiti. Sexual slavery. That's the name of the game. And that is absolutely disgusting. And the reason I'm talking about it today is just recently they kidnapped at least 25 more girls at a girls' boarding school. And I don't know a lot about Nigeria. And I was thinking, if I lived in Nigeria, I wouldn't even want my daughter to go to a boarding school if this is what happens to them. But I wonder, is it really possible to get a good education without going to a boarding school, especially in northern Nigeria? Like from the videos I was watching, southern Nigeria and northern Nigeria are very different. Like southern Nigeria is a lot more prosperous, has a much higher literacy rate, and it's just a better place. It's almost like northern Nigeria is one place, and southern Nigeria, I keep saying Nigeria is another place. And so another thing, they are totally against vaccines. And they recently killed some people who were trying to get a polio vaccine to the people. And that is, from what I heard from the video, if the video is right, There's the place they're in charge of that they have taken over in Nigeria is the only place left in the world that still has polio. Isn't that horrible? And that could be wrong. I got that from a video called Vlog Brothers. I watched a video called Understanding Boko Haram, and that is what they said, that the place they're in charge of is the only place left in the world that still has polio. And the reason both of these stories really stuck in my mind is they're both about the same thing, putting women into sexual slavery. When I think of that, I think of like Old Testament times. I think of ancient times when armies, you know, would invade another country and like kill everybody and then take the prisoners away and enslave them and stuff, like ancient Rome or different countries. But you know, it's still happening. We are not so modern and so civilized as we think we are. And when I live in the U.S. I don't know if everybody who watches this video lives in the U.S. I would love to hear where you're from. Maybe some people watch this that aren't from the U.S. Actually, I know of one or two friends that are from the U.K. and I appreciate them watching very much. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, Laura. And but in the U.K. and the U.S., we tend to think we're in our little civilized modern bubble. But this whole world, it doesn't have the privilege of being in our bubble of civilization. We don't think of armies coming in and killing all the men and taking all the women away to put them in forced marriages and other different horrible things that they want to do. And so it just really brings it home what these people think women are for. What are we for? Are we for anything? What are men for? We are not for something. We exist. We don't need to be for anything to exist and to deserve to exist in this world. It just, I don't know, it totally infuriates me that these people think of women that way, that they can just go in and take over, and they think that, and this is my opinion. I have not seen this or read this anywhere, what I'm about to say about the two men that were arrested because of wanting to invade this island and kill 43,500 men and enslave 43,500 women. I have not heard this anywhere, but this is my opinion, and we're going to see if it comes true. I think these guys are incels. I'm positive of it. I could be wrong. I haven't read that or heard that anywhere. Do you know what an incel is? When I first heard that term, I thought it was like a sleeper cell, you know, but it's something totally different. An incel is short for involuntarily celibate. It is a group of men who have decided that because of genetics, and because of the way they look, basically is what they're saying, and things that they have absolutely no control over, that they are involuntarily celibate, that no women will have sex with them, which is not true. And instead of trying to do self-improvement or get therapy or go to a gym or do something, they just get online and commiserate with each other and say absolutely disgusting things about women. And several of them have actually committed crimes. They've killed people in the name of being an incel. And then the other incels take those people and they consider them a hero. I'm going to do a video about incels, but I'm just going to tell a little bit about them today. They are scary. They actually, and I'm saying they, and I'm sure everything exists in a spectrum. We know that, everything. And so some are a lot more extreme than others, of course. But the fact is these guys get on the internet in their discussing chat rooms and they talk about women. For one, they think it should be against the law for a woman to turn them down for sex. They actually think that the law should compel us to have sex with them. It's insane. They don't even think of women as people. And they love to, at the same time, it's the worst case, I should say, of sour grapes that I've ever heard of. Because at the same time, they're talking and complaining about the fact that they can't get a woman. They also are talking trash about us, about our body parts, especially the one that you're not supposed to say the name of. But, I mean, I could say the scientific name of our vaginas. They love to talk about the condition our vaginas are in after we have sex over and over and over with all these different guys that are not incels instead of with them. It's so idiotic. They actually claim, I'll tell you more later. But anyway, what's so ridiculous about it is that these guys, they're not, I've seen some guys that are part of this. They are not ugly. Plus, if they are, aren't ugly people having sex all the time? I mean, I was married. My ex was overweight. I was overweight. Just because you don't have a perfect body doesn't mean you don't get to have sex. But you know what? If all you do is sit in your mom's basement and go online and complain about being an incel and about all the people that won't have nothing to do with you, then duh, you're not going to be having a girlfriend. And I did watch one video and they were interviewing this guy. For one, he smoked. For two, every time he referred to women, the two names they call women are females. And it's like they, want to dehumanize us by calling us females. I don't know how that's so dehumanizing. The other name they call us are bitches. And this guy in this interview was smoking the entire time, and he was every time he referred to women, he said the word bitch or bitches. And I left a comment and I said, for one, I don't date guys who smoke. That's gross. It gives me a headache every time I smell cigarette smoke. I hate smoke. I hate being anywhere where people have smoked because it just really gives me a bad headache. For two, I don't date guys who call females bitches. It's that simple. If you call a woman, if that's just the normal thing you call a lady, how about calling her a lady? You have to call her a bitch. I made a video about the word bitch, and I think it's a really interesting word. But when I hear a person like that use it, I know exactly what he means. And why would any self-respecting woman ever want to date a person like that? So incels are really scary and at the same time fascinating and at the same time disgusting and at the same time weird. But anyway, that's my theory. Let's find out if it happens. It might happen. I don't have any hopes. I hope they're not incels because they're even more dangerous than normal people. But obviously they're not normal. Anybody who wants to invade an island and kill half the population and enslave the other half is not normal. So anyway, tell me what you think about it. Have you heard about these news stories? I would love to hear what you think about it. And I'll put some links in this video to that you can watch and learn about both of these news stories. So it'll be there in the description. Okay, well, thank you. And I would love to hear what you think about it. And thank you for watching this video. Please like it. Please subscribe to my channel. I would appreciate that so much. Thanks. Have a good day. Bye.